Alright, so I'm going to re-record this into the new format and to correct a mistake from the old video. So Giovanna is a character that a lot of players really struggle with, new and old alike. So Giovanna is a very scary character. She's got a lot of scary options, and she's very fast. Like, look at this dash. Look at this thing. It's so fast. It's so hard to react to. It's crazy. It's like a Marvel wave dash. Now, the thing about it, though, is a lot of Giovanna's options are reactable. And the key to fighting Giovanna is understanding her block strings and having practice reacting to them. And then also how to deal with this option, the dash, far slash, as well as just dash K, as well as, you know, dash 2S and all that stuff. But the main one people struggle with is that one. Now, the thing about this is that she has two options that are plus, where it is still her turn and she can continue pressure, which is this move and this move. And she has one where she is minus. And the one where she is minus, it is your turn. In the similar way to the reverse, you will get to act before her. Now, in my other video, I said this move was punishable because Soul could punish it, and I tested with his 5P thinking it was a 5-frame normal. It is not. It is a 4-frame normal. So only 3 characters in the game can punish this move, which are Giovanna, Soul, and Chip. They have 4-frame or faster normals, and they technically can punish this move. But everyone else has to just take their turn back, and that's it. Now, Giovanna has some things to look for. So first, if she does this, you can 6P it. In fact, you can 6P it pretty late. It is actually relatively easy to 6P. Similarly, the flip kick is very easy to 6P. I 6P'd very late. I can 6P super early, or basically mash it. And it is super easy. Now, the problem with that is that if I try and do that against this string, I get hit, or I get counter hit. Oh, great! She has a rock, paper, scissors. Except that, no, she doesn't. As I said earlier, those options are technically reactable. And the way that you practice that is to put it on random. Now, if you are doing this, and of course just that one a bunch. If you are doing this, and she is... so I'll just believe me, they're reactable, practice it. You set them on random and you do this. Now, when you practice, you don't always want to do that, and that. You don't want to do exactly that string, because Giovanna can also do that, that. She has different timings for it. So, practicing against several different timings is important. Now, you might have noticed that this move crossed up at close range. Now, that doesn't mean you can't 6P it. Most of the time you hold back and then press 6P a little bit later, or you just jab it, or you 6P in the front anyway. That's character specific as to what you actually do about it. But the thing about the cross-up is if she's canceling into it, she can only do that if she has blocked one move, if it's very early in the string. If she waits out the full thing, it is never a cross-up. Right? It has to be when she's right next to you. So if she's done 2 normals, like that or that, it will not cross up. So that's kind of a way to know which timing you need to do. The cross-up timing varies character to character. I'm not going to go over too much. Just practice it. You can still 6P it. I don't know for a fact that every single character can 6P the cross-up easily. You might have to practice a different option, but I think everyone can. I've tested a bunch of characters now. Some of them hold back and press A. Some of them press forward punch early. They have different timings for it, but it's all doable. Now, the last thing to talk about is this option. Now, this is one you saw in the recordings. It's just dash and far slash. Now, Far Slash, fortunately for us, is very whiff punishable. Now, Giovanna's actually pretty bad at whiff punishing this because her buttons are actually super short. So, you know, all of that sort of stuff is super short, and her one button that's kind of far doesn't do a very good job. So this is actually easier with every character except Giovanna. Go figure. But it is very whiff punishable if it ever whiffs. Like, it's pretty easy to whiff punish it. Notably, a lot of 2S's are good whiff punish options for it because its last hit is high, and so you don't really have to worry about hitting your low button. Now, the other thing is that, oh no, she's not whiffing it. She's doing it at this range. How do I beat it here? The main thing to stop a Giovanna from dashing at you, if you know when it's going to come, you can just hit it. If you have a move for her to run into, you will hit her every time because she is dashing into you. So if you predict when she's going to dash forward, you can just poke her. And it's not even that hard, except that if you poke here and then she waits, well, you're in bad position because then she can dash and do this, or worse, she can whiff punish you. So that's not a reaction. That's a thing that you do predictively. Now, something that's also not a reaction, but a good option against Giovanna, is jumping back. Is if you're in these ranges, you can jump back and you will get out of it, and then you come down and bop it. Now, she also can dash in 6P, so it's not free, but, you know, it's a good option to just kind of deter someone just running at you. It's pretty hard to run at someone who's jumping back. Or neutral jumping. However, neutral jump, you'll find that you get caught sometimes going up. Now, the problem with this is that if you do this, and then on the way back down she times it, you still have to deal with it. So it's something, it's a guess, but it's a good guess to have. Now, you can just kind of press out fast buttons and hope that she runs into them, because any and all of them will beat it, and you can kind of just be like, similar to May Dolphin, you can just kind of be like, hey, run into this, run into this. The problem is, again, sometimes you will get burned by that. It's a lot harder to deal with this than it is to deal with Dolphin in neutral. Particularly because it will catch you low. But it is still, these are good options to have. It is the fundamentals of her footsies. Knowing the range that it is going to whiff is super important. And knowing the timing for her dash patterns. Lots of Giovannas are predictable. They'll do stuff like dash, back dash, forward dash, or they'll just be like walk back, dash. You know, they'll have a pattern to look for, and then you can do the far easier option of just having a button for her to run into. And then it's your turn, and you get whatever your character can do. So that's the core, and similarly, this move is actually, in my opinion, a little bit scarier because it's not super whiff punishable. It's actually pretty hard to whiff punish. It doesn't lead to as much, but like it's super scary. Similar with this one is also very scary. But all of that stuff is there, and the core of how to deal with it is the same. So I hope that this helps someone. I'm sorry it's kind of long, but I think that about 10-minute chunks of what to do to stop a character's game plan and understanding what people are actually struggling with is pretty important. So, bye for now. Have a good day.